let's be real. Have you ever just stared at a blank page, thinking about all your amazing research, and had absolutely no idea how to turn it into a published scientific paper? Yeah, it can feel like trying to climb a mountain, but it doesn't have to. Today, we're going to lay out a really clear, step-by-step roadmap that'll guide you through the entire thing. So, you ready? Let's dive in. And first, let's talk about why this is so incredibly important. I love this quote from Gerard Piel because it just hits the nail on the head. All your hard work, those late nights in the lab, your amazing discoveries, they just don't contribute to the larger world of science until they're communicated. Publication really is the lifeblood that keeps science moving forward. So, what even is a scientific paper? Well, it's a lot more than just a report. You can think of it as a super structured, formal announcement to the entire scientific community. It's a format that's been refined over like 300 years of tradition. It's you standing up and saying, hey everyone, I've discovered something new. So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with a universal blueprint for almost every paper out there. Then we'll get into the actual craft of writing it, figure out how to navigate that final submission process, and then we'll wrap up by talking about why this whole thing matters so much. Okay, let's get into the absolute foundation of most scientific papers, IMRAD. Now, this isn't just some random collection of letters. It's basically the globally recognized blueprint. It's a logical structure that makes your paper easier for you to write and way, way easier for everyone else to read and understand. So what does it stand for? Simple. Introduction, methods, results, and discussion. And why do we use it? Well, it's not just for tradition's sake. This structure creates a super clear, logical path for the reader to follow. Honestly, it just makes life easier for everybody, editors, reviewers, and especially the people you want to share your research with. And this right here shows you the beautiful, simple logic behind it all. Each section just answers one basic question. Let's take a case study, right? Imagine you've developed an AI system to give an early warning for rockfalls. Well, your introduction answers, what's the problem? The problem is dangerous, unpredictable rockfalls. Your methods section answers, how did you study it? Well, you built an AI model and set up sensors. Your results answer, what did you find? The system was 95% accurate. And the discussion answers the big one. So what? What does this all mean? It means this tech could actually save lives. See? It's like telling the story of your research in 4 perfect acts. Okay, so you get the structure, you understand the blueprint. Now, how does that actually translate into, writing the thing? This is where we get into the nitty-gritty of good, effective scientific writing. Now, if you take away only one thing from this section, please let it be this. The number one goal is clarity. Seriously, forget about trying to sound fancy or using big, complicated words. Your job is to communicate new knowledge as clearly as possible. Your experiments were precise, your conclusions are sharp, so your writing needs to be crystal clear. Just be direct, be simple, and make sure you're understood. Sometimes the best way to learn what to do is by looking at what you should absolutely, positively not do. So let's have a little fun and run through some common mistakes that you'll want to avoid like the plague. Okay, so this is obviously a joke, but the point is super serious. Typos, bad grammar, they just kill your credibility. If a reviewer sees sloppy language, they can't help but wonder, was their research this sloppy too? So please, proofread. Then proofread again. And then find a friend to proofread it for you one more time. This one might make you chuckle, but I'm telling you, it is a cardinal sin in academic publishing. Every single journal has a guide called Instructions for Authors or Notes for Authors. You have to follow it. You have to follow it exactly. Ignoring their rules for formatting or references is pretty much the fastest way to get your paper rejected without anyone even reading it. Your title is literally the first thing anyone sees. It's your first impression. So instead of something huge and vague like The Final Truth About Planets, a good title is specific. For our rockfall example, a terrible title would be something like Cool AI for Falling Rocks. A great one? An AI-powered acoustic system for real-time rockfall detection. It's professional, it's concise, and it tells the reader exactly what they're about to read. All right, enough of what not to do. Back to some serious advice. Before you even type out your first sentence, please get organized. Plan your structure. Pick your referencing software. Trust me, this will save you a world of pain later. And, super important, if you have co-authors, get together and agree on the main message for every single section. So you've done it. The paper is written, it's clear, it follows the structure, it's brilliant. Now what? Well, now comes what we call the final gauntlet, submitting it for publication and navigating that whole world of peer review. Here's your checklist for submission. First, pick your journal really carefully. For our AI Rockfall paper, should it go in a computer science journal or maybe a geology journal? You have to read the journal's aims and scope to find out. Be realistic about your chances. And hey, look what's on here again, following the author guidelines. It's that important. And finally, a really critical piece of academic ethics, never, ever submit your paper to more than one journal at the same time. Ever wonder what actually happens after you click that submit button and your paper just disappears into the internet? Well, this flowchart shows you the whole secret process. It goes to an editor first. If they think it's a good fit, they send it out to other experts, usually 2 of them, for review. Those reviewers send back their feedback, and based on that, the editor makes the final call. It's a tough process for sure, but it's essential for quality control.
Okay, let's just manage some expectations here. Getting a flat-out accept on your first try is, well, it's really rare. Most of the time, your paper will either be rejected or, much more commonly, sent back for revisions. This is not failure. I repeat, it is not failure. It's a totally normal part of the process. Getting a revised decision is actually great news. It's an opportunity to make your work even better with free expert advice.
We've been through the structure, the writing, the submission, all the nuts and bolts. But now let's just zoom out for a minute and remember why we're even doing all this. It's not just about getting your name published in a journal. It's so much bigger than that. This right here is what makes science so incredibly powerful. It's this whole system built on openly communicating what you did and what you found, and then allowing for critical discussion through peer review. When you participate in this, you're not just publishing a paper. You are actively making the entire enterprise of science stronger. So there you have it. The path from a research idea to a published paper isn't some big mystery anymore. The structure is there to help you. The process is there to ensure quality. The roadmap is right here, in your hands. So really, the only question left to ask is, what new knowledge are you going to share with the world?